opening vassal.
It does make it more convenient for you
Well,
to
it's
play
just,
along with everybody at home.
I don't know. It's just kind of ridiculous. Okay, looks like it's starting the process.
There we go. I see you joining us. It looks like you're in.
Yes,
Yep, yep.
we're synchronizing.
Yeah.
Actually, oh no, it is synchronized. Okay, very good. Okay, well, how's everybody been?
Oh, wonderful.
Fine and dandy. Fine and dandy.
We had coldest day last night that I've ever had up here. It got down to 7 degrees.
Oh my
Ooh,
goodness. That is
that's
chilly.
fresh. Yeah,
That is what we would call brisk in the business.
Yeah.
yeah. That it has been, considering we didn't have winter until about 2 weeks ago. We've kind of had all of it at once.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I shudder to think what the water bill is going to be with all the pipes we've been dripping.
Oh, have you had a number of them break where you're at?
No, no, I mean I'm running them to keep them from freezing because
Oh, okay.
I mean it's been 10 here several nights, and
Yeah. We,
that's
we, we ran the water the last couple nights.
yeah. I mean 10 is a heck of a lot colder than this house was built for.
Okay. As a Southern Californian, I'm like, what are you doing running to the water?
Oh my
Like,
gosh!
what?
You
Like,
just let it drip a little bit,
what?
so that
Yeah,
it's flowing through, but
yeah. Just moving water has a harder time freezing. So if you
Okay.
just just let it drip a little bit, and uh, and then that's just enough to keep it from freezing.
Okay. Okay. Well,
That's
yeah,
so funny.
we don't,
God.
I'm completely, what? What are you doing?
I
So,
had a girlfriend once who was from New Jersey, and I was telling her that my dad was looking at the color weather radar, and she goes, "Your dad has a color weather radar?" Now, this is, to be fair, like 30 years ago.
right.
Um, and I said, "Well, no, he doesn't have a color weather radar. It's channel zero on the local cable system is just a color weather radar." And she says, "Your cable system has a color weather?" And it just was so funny because she's from New Jersey, and it's just like this did not strike her. And she was living in the San Francisco Bay Area at this point, and she
Right.
was just like, she never lived someplace where Mother Nature was trying to scrape her off of the surface of the planet the way it
Right.
does around here, right? So yeah, yeah, we definitely have a full-time radar because that's what you do. Anyway, it's just funny. Mm. I'm playing an online game with a Japanese guy, and we kind of had the same conversation. It's like, I've never been in an earthquake. The idea of an earthquake, it sounds scary as hell, and it sounds like the first time you go through an earthquake, it's really like unnerving because it seems to violate something very fundamental, right?
Right.
And yet I'm totally blasé about tornadoes. I mean, like, yeah, whatever. I mean, how many tornadoes have I lived through? Whatever,
Yeah.
And yet, if you're not from Tornado Alley, you probably think, "Oh, that sounds really scary." Yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just
It
what you're
was
used to.
interesting because I think when I was out there visiting Albert, gosh, back in 2020, um, and he's showing me because I guess was a tornado that touched down in his neighborhood.
Oh, it
And
wasn't that far from his
yeah,
house. That's
yeah,
right.
just wiped out 3 or 4 houses and ripped the roof off
Oh,
of a whole bunch more and everything else.
oh yeah. No,
And
you're right. That's
and
funny. I had totally forgotten
yeah,
about
and
that.
so I'm just thinking to myself, well, okay, I know an earthquake's bad, but if you get a bad one, at least all your possessions are still there under the ruins of your house. With the tornado, everything gets sucked out and is spread across, 4
Oh
counties,
yeah.
kind of a thing.
Well, the
So,
weird part
which
about a
which
tornado,
inconvenience do you want to suffer? So,
exactly. No, absolutely. And with the thing with a tornado is it's all or nothing.
yeah,
If you're 300 yards off the path of the hurricane, it's like, you lost some leaves on your trees and you go, that was weird. And 300 yards away, there are houses that are just literally just exploded, just matchsticks.
yeah,
And it's so localized. It's crazy. I mean, if you have an earthquake, your neighbor probably will too.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works, isn't it?
It is, and it's interesting depending on just the structure of the ground under your house. So, for example, the neighborhood that we're in all used to be orange groves, and so it
Oh,
has a sort of hilly, undulation. Well, when they
okay.
went to smooth it all out so you could build the subdivision, they basically scraped the top off of the hills to fill the low parts. And so
Okay.
you have one house might be on what used to be the hill, and the other house is on the fill. And so
Oh
we
boy.
discovered this, gosh, when we had the big Newport earthquake, Northridge earthquake, whatever it was,
Yeah.
back in 90, I don't know, 95 or whatever it was, something like that.
Yeah.
And, we weathered it and we're like, oh, there's a little crack in the plaster over there. And our
Right.
neighbor had all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
And so one of the other neighbors across the street had been here since the subdivision got built, 50 years ago. And so she's like, oh,
Right.
you guys are on the hill. Maggie, she's on the fill. And I'm like, what? And so that's exactly it. And when you buy the house, you have no idea
Of course. I mean,
what it
yeah,
is.
unless you're a
Yeah.
geologist, you wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one of the things that's kind of interesting
Mm.
with earthquakes out here in California. But, for the most part, they tend to be, fairly, we'll get a little tremor occasionally, and there'll be some little
Yeah.
activity here, there, or somewhere else. Of
Right.
course, we're all waiting for the big one.
Of course.
And we've been waiting for the big one since I was a child.
Right.
And so as long as we have all these little ones here that take a little bit of the pressure off
Oh yeah.
the
That
stuff,
seems
we're
like
like,
a better deal, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah. But I mean, we're for the most part, most of us in California, you've got extra supplies, this, everything else to kind of
Right.
get by for a few days without power or water or whatever. But there's only so much that you can do, and it's
Oh
just
my gosh.
completely, it's just the machinations of fate.
Yeah, well, believe me, I get that because
Yeah,
if a tornado's coming to get you, you're in a world of hurt.
yeah,
It's just that this many years that it hasn't happened yet, so you just gotta go knock wood, keep going.
yeah.
You know, I am looking at our game,
Yes.
and I am a little puzzled because I thought we were in the middle of a turn,
So,
and we kind of look like we're a little bit in the middle of a turn, but we
yes,
haven't moved the end turn marker yet. Am I crazy? Or no, it looks like we moved it once.
we moved it once. So what happened
Okay.
was when the last time we got together, we had
Yeah.
maybe 5 Austrian activations. I mean, the whole Prussian army
Right.
had gone. So we had
Hmm.
5 or 6 Prussian Austrian activations to burn through,
Right.
and then we started the 320 turn. And
Okay.
so
So we got a little bit of it.
we've got a fair amount of the Prussian army still hasn't done anything yet. Um, so you still see that you've got a fair number, like your infantry and stuff like that, hasn't done a whole lot.
Right.
I
Right.
think,
It's just funny that we've only had the one end turn movement. That's just surprising to me.
well, just be patient. I'm sure it'll change. But I know you've got your flight. So if you need to
Yeah.
pull the plug earlier, then just
Sure.
say, hey, it's I got to go, and we'll wrap
Let's
up the
punt.
turn wherever we're at, and then we'll just pick
Right.
it up,
Okay.
next week or whenever.
All right.
So
Well,
yeah.
that sounds like a winner. All right then.
Yeah,
Well then.
wasn't this one? Wasn't last week all the Austrians were getting a bunch of activations, right?
Well, we got a bunch of activations because so that was the
To
end of the 3 o'clock
finish the
turn.
previous turn.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, to finish the previous turn, the Austrians got a ton of activations, and it looks like you're right. I mean, I see a few Prussian outfits that have moved. I don't see a lot of Austrians that have moved yet this
Nope,
turn,
I think
though.
I had one activation, and we'd rolled the command confusion, so Dawn is not adding anything to it. So I think you guys are getting a
Ah,
+5
ooh, thank
because
you for
it's
remembering
yep,
that. That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he's temporarily like indisposed.
His horse
All right.
is going around in
Honestly,
circles.
it's probably his mother-in-law's called. I mean, that'll
There you
that'll
go.
do things.
That'll
Yeah.
definitely distract you from a battle.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So plus 5 then for
yep.
the good
So let's go
guys.
ahead and roll and
All
see what
right, let's
excitement
see
you
what we
get.
get. Well, even with a plus
81.
5, that doesn't work.
Wow.
That's no
That's
good.
That's one
But
for the bad guys.
it's a
That's
plus
one for the
five.
Austrians. Shocking, shocking. Well, before I
Well,
pick it, I'm going to send my greetings to William Arens from beautiful Kitchener, Ontario,
oh, good.
who I'm sure is
Greetings.
enjoying a fresh and brisk day up there, as opposed to the ill weather that you're having in North Carolina there, David. So, yeah.
Or South Carolina, but
Oh, South
yes.
Carolina, same difference. A Carolina is a Carolina.
Don't tell them that.
No,
They
I'll try
seem to
not
find
to.
a great degree of difference.
Yep, yep. All right. So, what do I want to do? We've got all kinds of doing. Oh, and we've got our friend from Russia signing in here. I can't remember exactly where he was, but he's sending hello, greetings. So let's see here. I've got if I do a wing, I've got to roll for it because even though they're next to Dawn, it doesn't matter because
Yep.
he is.
But you can't trace to him.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So let me
yep.
see what my wing commander, if he's worth anything. Oh my God, he's almost worthless. So that's not going to do any good. So
That's
I
what you
might
get
as
for
well.
hiring yes men.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we've got two friends visiting from Russia signing in here to say howdy do.
Hello.
Yeah, exactly. So that's always nice.
Sorry we don't have Zorndorf on the table.
I know we'll have to do that next time.
That would be good.
Um, yeah, I think I will try to see if I can't activate Sir Baloney um, as our wing leader. So he's got a rating of 7. So let's see if we can do that or lower. A 3. Hooray! So we can activate him, and that's going to activate these two cavalry brigades. So we're
Okay.
going to um, what can we
Charge,
do?
right? Oh,
No, we're not going to charge. Actually, we're going to keep phasing back here a little bit, and get ready to let our infantry
Meet your
soften
maker.
you up a little bit. Well, as I said, I can't do any worse than what the Austrians did. I can actually do worse than what the Austrians did historically. So,
Well, yeah, I was going to
yeah,
say, the emphasis is on you, pal.
yeah, I know. So, let's see if I can't consolidate my people here a little bit. You don't have much in the way of guns over in this side of the line. It's kind of good to know. Um, all right, so I'm going to move this group first. So that's going to be 1, 2, and 3 puts them up there.
Actually, that'll
three,
be three,
three,
3,
four.
4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's true. And then we're going to go 5, 6. Just do a little shuffle there.
It's just like a bunch of rockettes
Yep,
on
pretty
the
much.
Radio City Music Hall
And here we
stage.
go.
Very nice.
1, 2,
1, 2.
3, and 4. And then these guys are going to turn 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put Sir Baloney there. Where is Dawn? Dawn is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. We'll move Baloney here. That way he will be in some sort of position to get provided commands happen. All right. That was exciting.
It was world class.
Well, it's
No,
we're
absolutely.
shuffling the lawn chairs on the deck here
That's
of the
that's the
Titanic.
spirit.
Yep.
That's the spirit.
All right, it's time for me, I guess, to throw the
Yep.
dice here. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's gonna
All
move
right.
the
That's
clock,
gonna move the clock.
and
Got
that's
that.
1 for you guys.
1 for the good guys. All right. So now refresh me where we are here. Has Zeton, both of his commands look like they've gone?
Yes,
That's
they have.
correct.
Okay. All right. And then looks like you've got Treskow's infantry. Looks like they haven't gone yet.
Neither, it looks like neither one of them. Yep.
Okay. All right. And then we've got Oh, yeah, there's the other one over there. Okay. And then, oh, yeah, looks like we got a lot of, okay, so it's mostly just your cavalry and my cavalry we've moved, it looks like. Okay. All right, well, this is a single activation. You got anything in mind?
None. Not really.
I don't know. I think that's great. I'm pleased to hear you say that. Okay, well then I guess then maybe I should activate somebody over on my side here. I probably should do it before his artillery melts all my guys. Just gotta look and see which commander is which. Papa Ponvitz is his name. That's this guy right here. That one might be a good one to do. And yeah, I think I'll do old Ponvitz. And let's see, Bevern is a long way from the king, so I'll just go ahead and roll to put him in command. Guess he's not in command. Don't even need to flip him over for that, so that's pretty good. All right, then let's see. I will go ahead and activate some of these artillery around in the vicinity as well. And we'll go ahead and start with some shooting, just because why the heck not? That's a 6-pounder. 6-pounder at a range of 1, 2, 3. So
Times
that makes
4.
it times 4. So that's 8. So that's 8. Now he is in the sunken road, so it's 8 to 15. Is that right?
That is correct.
So it's 1 to 2 minus 10. So there's probably no reason to even throw the dice. But there's no reason not to either. So what the heck?
Oh, that's a great roll.
Wow. Okay. I take it all back then. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking.
So with a minus 10, that's
So it's an
89. At 1 to
Yeah.
2, did you say?
Yeah. Well, it's it was 8 to 15.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. So that's a nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's pretty sad. When a 99 doesn't even get it done, but it was the minus 10 that was the problem.
yeah, that's a great roll.
All right.
though.
Well,
Save it for
oh
another
yeah,
day.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's how it works, but thanks. Appreciate it. Gonna guess the 12-pounder is probably not going to be that much better, although it's worth a look. It's 1 extra hex.
Well, they are times 5, I think, at 4 hexes. Yeah, so that's going to be 10.
It's going to be 1 to 1.5.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess I could do that. It's still going to be minus 10, 1 to 1.5. Going to need another 99. You think I got another one?
Sure, it's vassal.
Sure.
No, that's not a 99. What a shame. All right. Well, that's how baseball goes.
Well, let's see.
All right. Well, sorry.
Oh, I was just saying we've had some interesting comments about the weather. William up in Ontario says the temperature will be above freezing this week, so folks will be walking around in short pants and T-shirts. And then this one fella who's from Russia says, as for disasters you've discussed, I can add that in central Russia, we don't have tornadoes, but minus 22 Fahrenheit without heat and power is a big trial for people.
Without heat and
Without
power.
heat and power. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like any fun at all.
Yeah, he said, P.S. we had many breaks in the heating system due to low temperatures here this year.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's...
I did. I went up to North Dakota one time. I guess it was South Dakota, but it was minus 31 Fahrenheit, and I stopped. I asked the guys. Well, first of all, to be clear, it was a block to my hotel from where we were working. It was 3:00 in the morning.
Right.
And I said, "Okay, guys, well, we're done. I'll head back to the hotel." And they said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm going back to the hotel." They said, "Are you out of your mind?" it's super cold out there. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a block away. They said, no, 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 no. So they drove me. And on the way, I see the minus 31 on the bank thermometer. And I'm like, yeah, that probably wasn't such a good idea.
Yeah, you would have been
So,
a little
yeah.
popsicle.
But to be clear, we had heat and electricity. So
Right.
that was a lot better than minus 22 without, for
Yeah.
sure. All right. So these guys are going to back up. And
We've
yeah, I
scared
think
you away.
that'll be it. And these guys are going to back up. And I'll pop him out of the way. And those guys are going to back up. And then he's going to back up. And they're all going to need to roll disorder checks. So I'll just go ahead and do them in the same order, starting back over here.
Okay.
So they're all going to be +5 disorder checks for line backup. And so we'll just do 1, 2, 3,
Uh-oh.
4. Okay, so that's probably going to be a shaken and disordered on that third one.
Yeah, double zeros.
Usually that's what it would mean. I'm just taking a look. Where's the chart?
Movement action 0, 0. Unit is shaken and disordered for
Yeah, okay.
disorder type A.
Okay, and that was the 1, 2, third one would be this one here. Okay. And then this one was a 12, and 12's also enough to get him
Disordered.
just plain old disordered, not nearly as bad. So let's see, where is he? He is 1, 2. Oh yeah, he can. All right, so he'll just go there, and for next turn. And then this artillery, it will stay where it is. And then that guy's already moved, so we'll mark him as finished. And there we go. All right. David, I think it's up to you.
Okie-doke.
But I hope that was all of Ponvit's guys, wasn't it?
I believe
I think
so.
it
He
was.
just had those
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. I just wanted to be sure.
So a
All
40.
right, there's a special 4 for the Austrians, whatever that is.
Command confusion. Other player picks one of your commands, which may be finished. Initiative required. So
Okay,
we are
this is
familiar
the
with
one
this.
where
So you pick one of mine, and then I roll to see if my guys can do
you roll
anything. Or they?
twice.
Yep. They roll twice.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah.
Yep,
All right.
because they're so nice.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to think.
You want to try those ones off on the left again, or?
I'm sorry. Which one's on the left? Forgive me. Which?
The
I'm thinking about Puebla. This guy here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
No,
Puebla, there's Sincere. Those were the two. I think one of the two of them you tried doing it to last time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess here's my thought. They are still moving.
Yep.
So if we can get them to where that they don't move full speed, or maybe they don't move at all, that's great. Otherwise, he's just going to move them. But whatever. But these units that are already sitting still, who cares if you? I mean,
Right.
the only thing. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, one thing about this is that if there's a command who's actually close enough to do fire combat, and you can actually get him to be finished, he doesn't even get to do fire combat. Which is, that is an opportunity you could take if time allows. But I think in this case, why don't we just do Puebla?
okay.
All right. Well, let me roll for him twice.
Mm-hmm.
A 6 and a 2. So
For sure, one of
let's
them.
see. He's a 5, so he failed one, passed
So
the
half
other.
movement.
Yep. All right. So everybody is moving at half movement.
That's
so
right.
What if the people that are already at half movement are moving at? So if they only move 2 hexes normally, they're only going to move, or they only have a movement of 2, they're only going to move 1.
No, actually, It doesn't specifically say in the rules there, but what it does specifically say is if you are disordered
Right.
and out of command, you still move half movement. You don't.
Okay.
It's not halved twice.
Okay.
And I, though it doesn't say it elsewhere in the rules, I think that's a reasonable method to apply. I mean, these movement rates are already super slow.
Yeah.
Reducing it to a quarter is just crazy.
Yeah.
So I would say just leave it at half, regardless.
Yeah, I liked your comment, I think, on, was it on the consim page? Like, there should be no surprises when people are doing stuff. It's all moving so slow, that
Absolutely, yeah. There won't be a lot of ambushes in
yeah,
this game.
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna move this regiment here. So that's gonna be 1 and 2. All right, so that's them. Now, I've got this other regiment or these 2 battalions back here. If I wanted to put one of them in road order,
Okay.
that would cost how many movement points?
I think if memory serves, to go from march to road it costs 1 plus 1 for every hex difference in the size of the unit before and after.
Okay.
That's what I recall
Okay.
also.
So it
And
basically costs
the-
them 2 to go into. And so if I
That's right.
put him into one of them into road here, would the other one still stay in march, or I'd have to move him out first?
Oh, I didn't realize there were 2 units.
Yeah, there's
stacked
2
there.
units there. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a problem. Okay, so they're part of the same regiment.
That's correct.
Okay, so there's a rule that doesn't get used very often,
Okay.
just because it's just weird. So, all right. So first of all, let's back up a little bit. You can have 4 strength points in a hex in road column.
All right.
So obviously that means that each of those units needs to be more than 1 hex.
Correct.
However, because they are both members of the same regiment, they can actually remain stacked and spread out as if they were 1 unit. So in that case, it would cost you 3 movement points because you'd need to be 3 hexes long
Right.
in order to make that work. But you could.
So how would I do that since he's out of command?
Oh, the 3 movement points?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem, all right.
So I think what I have to do is I'm probably going to have to move one of them out, and then I could spend points to move
That
the
is
other.
correct.
Okay.
Then each of them could manage.
So I'm going to move that
different.
guy there. That's going to be 1, right? Or that's going to be a half,
not
right?
even 1. Yeah.
And then I'll
although
turn him.
It's 1.5.
Yeah. Because I don't think
Yep.
I could get him into there. And then
No.
this guy I'm going to put in road order. And,
Sure. Yeah, of course. You
yeah.
can certainly do that. Yeah.
And let's see if I've got a road column marker. Okay.
No, but that is one of the more obscure rules, and then put a tail on him.
All right. Pin a tail on the.
In fact, you know what? I mean, I just, in my game of Luthen, I just didn't even bother putting a road column marker on there because the very fact that I got a tail on a unit and column, what else could it possibly mean?
Well,
But
yeah.
whatever, it doesn't matter.
It's 1 extra counter I have to move. So how about we do it different? I put a road column marker on, and I don't worry about the tail.
I'm not sure if I like that, actually.
I
at all.
know it's going to trigger your OCD there. Or
It
something,
is.
right?
It absolutely is. You should look at the photographs of the games I play. I mean, everything is hospital corners when I play.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that takes care of those guys that are way back in the back end of the universe.
Right.
And then everybody else is only chugging along at half.
That's right.
And so that's going to be, and I think these guys are all the same group here. So that's going to be half, 1, half, and 2 gets them there. Slowly but surely, we are starting to have some semblance of a line.
No, you're not, and stop calling me Shirley.
All right. That takes care of those guys, I guess.
Okay. And that was David's roll.
That was David's
Yes, it
roll
was.
that inconvenienced me ever so slightly.
You still got, you got a flip Puebla,
Yep,
I guess,
yep.
because
I just
that
flipped
was
him.
his
Yep.
activation, right?
Okay, so David, I guess you
wasn't
get to roll again. 66.
Oh, my bad. That was my roll. That David does get to roll again because it was a special.
A 61. Well,
That's
with a
a
plus
tie.
5, that's
All right.
tie.
So now roll again.
39.
Okay.
That's one for you guys, and it's a wing ding, and I
Wing,
think it
and
moves the marker. Yep.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah. All right. Wing. Wing. Okay.
I would say don't use the wing.
Okay. That's fine with me. What's your cunning plan?
Well, it gives us, since we're at +5, we're going to get more activations, more chance
Yeah, good
to
thinking.
move the thing
Yeah.
down,
No, I like that. That's good.
and it wouldn't be quite as long before we have to start giving our activations to him.
Absolutely. Good thinking. All right. Well, then I will. I mean, unless you got something you want to do.
No, I'm good.
All right. I will go ahead and do Manstein, who is right here. And we'll just go ahead and roll for him. Wow.
Sheesh.
I got some mad skills with the dice here today, but fortunately there's. Oh no, actually not fortunate. Well, that's too bad. All right. Well, first things first. Let's see. Everybody's in his command range, but we do need to do the disorder recovery for that one guy. So we'll take a look at disorder recovery for him. Looks pretty safe that that's okay. It's just shaken now. And yeah, there we go. That unit, right, he shrunk down. That's why he's already in half size there. Okay. And so we will do this. We're going to go ahead and spend 2, 3, 4. We'll do the same thing here. 2, 3, 4. And we'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll just stay like that for the moment. And then this one we'll go ahead and do the same thing. We'll shrink him 1, 2. He will back up like this. 3, 4. Whoops, that is.
You still have like an extended line marker floating around over there on underneath Manstein.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm confused what that's doing. Was that part of
That
this
was
guy?
part of this guy here.
Oh goodness, I think I was.
Yeah, because he
confused
was
myself.
here,
All right.
and you had the extended
Yeah.
line for him over there. Yeah.
Okay, so that was 1, 2 to do that, then 3, 4. Okay, so he
Yep.
actually spent all of his movement points rather than just some of them. Okay, well that makes a whole lot more sense. And now I'll get Manstein up on top here. We'll roll disorder recovery for that, or not disorder recovery, but we'll roll
Right.
to try to avoid disorder on that line backup. So it's +5, no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we're okay, and we will flip. And oh, did I forget this guy? I did forget this guy. Excuse me.
Yeah, he looks like he's still part of that gang.
1, 2, and then 3, 4, and he'll roll for disorder recovery, and he is disordered. Won't even bother looking at him because I'm pretty sure he's not an 11. And I'm going to still leave Manstein there because otherwise people are out of command. So, all right, that was that. And Now it's my roll.
Correct.
All right.
72 with a plus
That's a
5.
tie.
That's another tie.
Wow, mad skills here. Oh,
I
but
get you. This
I'm
is
bound and determined to give you one, though.
well, that's all right. I deserve one occasionally.
Sure, sure.
Oh my goodness gracious. So let's see here.
Oh,
I haven't done my cavalry over on that side of the map. I did the light cavalry, and I've still got these other people. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to activate Morocco over here and see if he can do something exciting. A 4. I think that's good enough for him. Yep, he's a 6.
okay.
All right. So we need to do something about all of your pesky cavalry here.
Let them saber you.
I
That's what you
know.
should do.
I've been doing that pretty much nonstop, and it
Excellent.
hasn't done me a lot of good yet. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This guy that's shaken, he still has his regular movement points, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Okay. So we're going to turn him 1, 2, and 3, and 4 gets him over here, and then 5, 6. So he's
Okay.
kind of out of the way that way. 2, 3. 1, 2, and then do I have to be able to see what I'm charging, or I can't remember the rule exactly.
When you initiate charge part of the move, yes. I believe
You
that
have
is that.
to have something you can see
Okay.
in your charge range.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. I want to try to see if I can't.
And your charge range is 3.
3, correct.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And if they're disordered, they can't countercharge or anything like that, right?
That's right. Yeah, you can't countercharge if you're shaken or disordered.
They just have to take it. All right. So let's see here. So let's go ahead and move this guy up. So we're going to go 1, 2, and I guess 3 gets him there. And let's see, and they've got a range of 2. Can I see through my own units or no? So
No.
I couldn't charge him. So this guy couldn't charge him.
Right. That's correct.
Okay. So I'd have to be here, and then I could charge him?
Yeah, you could there.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to get a sense with the line of sight how that's going to work.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. And I'll move these guys here. And these guys will move here. So we'll have at least something resembling a line. These guys are going to turn. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Nope, they could only get that far. Curses, Red Baron. Well, this guy could turn, right? And he could move here, and then he could turn like that, correct?
I'm sorry, which guy?
So there was a guy right here, And he could
Yeah.
move there. Yep. Okay. That'll work.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then this guy is going to turn. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. This is something approaching fun. All right. And yeah. It's really hard to know how to position some of these people kind of here on this angle. But
Yeah.
because I'd like to say, let's put them in a left hook.
Yeah, that would be great. It
that
would
would
spread
be.
your arc of fire. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah. So I have to figure out which way do I want to face? This way or this way? Well, let's go ahead and turn this way, I guess. And we'll hope these guys can cover our butt. Okay. And then I'll move this guy up so he's a little closer to the action. And
Ready?
all right, let's declare some assaults or potential assaults. So I've got this stack here and this stack here.
Before you do that,
Yep.
when you turned, I could reaction with this guy, correct?
Oh, yes. No, absolutely. When that guy turned, you could opportunity charge him, yes. Obviously, you're going to be at -2 on the die roll because you're going to be going up a hill. But yes, you certainly could.
So that on the whole, that might be. Let's see what I got. What do you got there? You got 10. I got 16.
Oh, you got 2 units stacked there.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'd forgotten about that. Okay. Yeah, well, you know. I can assure you from my battle at Luthen this afternoon that it don't matter what the odds are because the dice get the last laugh.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
as I've discovered on far too many occasions.
Yeah.
And there is a 1.5 to 1. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, there is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Half to 1, and so I'm -2, but
And I'm guessing your guys are probably better than his, so that partially offsets the -2. But I mean, I say that in general, not because I've looked at those units specifically.
Right. I'm kind of inclined to do that because
That's the spirit. Never get caught. Always charge first. That's the spirit.
Okay, well,
all right, just need a morale check to do that. There you go. We're in, baby.
So they move
all
forward, right?
Up you go. You bring her up 1, and you resolve the combat straight away.
Okay. So now what happens?
This is none of that weird Labatai stuff where we put the cone of silence around it or anything like that. You're the defender. Or you're the defender. I mean, you are the defender in this case. But it's close combat. So the minute he makes contact with you, now you need to make a morale check.
Okay. 97. We're pretty happy about that.
That's pretty convincing. Okay. And then we just start tallying up the numbers. So what did we decide? It was 1.5 to 1?
Yep.
1.5 to 1.
And the attacking units look like that's a +6, and then +7 for having moved a hex, +8 for light cavalry, so it's 8 -2 for the hill, so it's 6. The defenders look like they're at 2 + 1 for light cavalry, so it's 3. So it looks like it's 1.5 to 1 + 3.
So, okay.
Roll your dice. See what you get.
Okay, we're coming.
That's a net 5, right?
5. 1 and a
So
half.
that's going to
Yes,
be
yes, it is.
a 1D and 2R, if I'm looking at that
1D
correctly.
2R, I believe so. Yeah, that sounds right. And unfortunately, you don't have a lot of good choices for retreating.
That's okay.
Oh,
We
well, it
like
certainly suits me.
we like bad choices.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
that's the Austrian way.
bad life choices are the
Yeah,
Cavaliers'
yeah,
lot in life. Yeah, okay.
exactly. Somewhere here, routed. Okay. Um. So yeah. So we have to go backwards in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, you've got to first things first, you got to get away from the enemy. Secondly, you got to head towards a favorite map side. So obviously, in this case, those line up pretty well.
Right.
Because south is where you really need to be going, and the
Right.
enemy's north of you. So yeah, it's
So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some
yeah,
sort of zigzaggy
absolutely.
thing like that, like we've
Yeah,
done before.
absolutely, because that's a straight line, right?
Yep.
That is a
Okay.
straight line, and so then obviously that means that the guy
Those
that you
guys
ran
make a
over
morale
needs
check.
to do a morale check F or
59.
whatever it is. Okay, that looks
Yeah,
pretty
that should
good.
be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So then, do you occupy that hex, or you just stop?
No. This is close combat, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
it's all the same rules apply. So he has to move into the hex. He has to turn in a direction so that he's facing where the enemy retreated
Right.
away from. And in this case, there is no pursuit because obviously there's 2 units in the way. So
Right.
clearly that's not going to happen. But yeah, that's it. It's just that it kind of is close combat that happens in the middle of a movement phase. That's all.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, then these guys
You
can
got
now
that going for
turn.
you, don't you?
All right.
Well, why do they get to turn?
Why wouldn't they? I wasn't done with
Good.
my movement. Right.
Because
This
you're
is the
still in your
movement
movement
phase.
phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it's entirely
Oh.
fair.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean,
he
I
he
haven't.
didn't finish his movement clearly.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Fair question.
All right. So now, let's see. It's always problematic here.
I mean, I'll try it. What the hell?
Well, these guys haven't moved yet. We can turn them. We could just have a grand old time with stuff charging higgly-piggly, couldn't we? All
You
right.
could.
Yeah. Well, why not? This is what it's all about.
That's why we pay the big cash.
Yep. So that guy's going to turn. So I'm going to try to then do charges with 1, 2, 3. These 3 hexes worth of
All right.
guys. So let's roll for this chap first.
Well,
0-9.
okay.
Whoops.
So that is some sort of special thing.
It is.
Let's see
Was
what
there a
special
concern,
thing that is.
David?
No.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably a
0-9.
good special. 0-9's not bad.
So roll with a +5.
All right.
So here we go again. 75.
All
So
right.
they're good. So I guess we need to mark them as charged. All right.
Okay.
Next chaps. 73. They are
Okay.
good. All right. And finally, these chaps
Now,
here.
to be clear, just
Yes.
so you're clear, that the only unit he can charge is the unit right in front of him.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought I could,
mean,
if I moved here, I
what
was out of
what would
his
you?
zone of
Yeah.
control or something.
If you're in a zone of control, you got to stop.
Okay.
Which was kind of what I
Yeah.
was kind of.
He's in your zone of control. You're in his. I mean, there's no question
Right.
that the two of you. And by the way, you absolutely can charge him. I mean,
Okay.
he's disordered, so he's halved. So
Sure.
it might still be the right thing to do, even if you're not getting a lot of charge out of it. But
Right.
just wanted you to understand that no, you're not going to go hit that guy in the flank up there because you've got somebody right in front of you.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll give it a try anyway. 33. Let's see if we passed.
Probably. Those guys are that good, aren't they?
Well, 32. Woo! Just by the skin of their collective
Wow.
teeth.
Okay, I did not realize that it was going to be that close.
Hey, these
Is there any?
guys, yeah.
Just one question: is there any adjustment because he's in the zone of control?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's see here.
Not for pre-melee morale check. No, it wouldn't make any sense, right? I mean, if you think about it, if you're infantry, by definition, you're in an enemy zone of control before you do close combat. So, no, I'm sure we're fine. Although, if I were a lot smarter than I am, I would have gone down the hall and picked up all my rules. So I'm not just making stuff up.
At this stage in the game, you could make stuff up and we wouldn't know any better.
Yeah, but this is being recorded and there's people in Russia watching, for God's sakes. I mean, I don't want to give people the wrong idea.
We have our Russian
We have our
viewers.
International audience.
Yeah,
We got Canada. We got Russia. We got. I don't want to give people the wrong idea. So I'm walking down the hall. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And then we're going to get this exciting charge done, but only after I get the rules in front of me. All right.
Well, this one's easy because we know that's the only guy that they can attack, right? Yeah.
It does say no effect in the chart, so.
Yeah. And so 1, 2, and so if I move next to somebody who's so if I move somebody here, they'd have to attack. If they're facing this way, they'd have to attack both people. Is that correct?
Well, you can't change your facing on it.
No. That's what I'm asking. I don't do this often enough to know, so that's why I was curious.
Right.
Okay, so I'll have this guy go first. So he's going to go 1, 2, and he's going to.
Can't see that guy.
Why can't he see him? As soon as he moves there, he can see him.
You have to have at the beginning of your charge line of sight.
Oh, okay. So he could see this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he'll just charge that guy then, I guess. And then this guy can charge that guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
But I think you resolved I think we resolve them first before you move that.
Nope. We'd move them all, and then once the movement's done, then we start to resolve the.
That's right. All charge movement gets done together until all charge movement is complete, and then the attacker determines where the individual combats will be.
Okay, so just for the sake of convenience, let's take care of these two on that guy there.
Okay, just give me a second.
Sure.
Because for all that I did such a great job of getting the rules, I also did not do a great job of turning on a light. So here I am sitting in the dark, 59 years old. I'm in the freaking dark trying to read the rules. That's a good time.
Well,
momentito, as we say. All enemy units in their ESA. Okay, right. Okay. Right. Yeah. So then if those two need to attack, so that's that, and so then the defender needs to do a morale check. Looks like it's going to be +10 for having somebody in the flank side.
23. Okay. So he's going to be shaken.
Shaken and disordered now.
Okay.
So that's not going to go well. Okay. All right. So now what do we got here?
So this guy's worth 4, and this guy's worth 3. This guy didn't go anywhere, and this guy went 1.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6 then. 7, 8, 9 for hitting in the flank.
Right.
So that's 9 for the one hex, and then 4 for the other hex. 9 and 4, if you average it, it's going to be...
Well, these guys are heavy cavalry, so they're plus
Oh,
2.
my bad. All right, so it's
Yeah, so it's
5.
going to
So
be
it's
5.
9 and 5, so they average to 7.
Yep.
All right, and the defender is a 6 plus 1 for light. That's 7 minus 5 is 2. So the differential is going to be plus 5.
Well, no,
And
he's shaken. So isn't his effectiveness rating halved?
no, so it's he's plus 6,
Oh.
and then he's a plus 6, right? I mean
Yeah,
that's what's
yeah.
printed on him. Plus 1 for because he's got an enemy in front of him and he's light cavalry, so that's now 7.
Okay.
Shaken
Is
reduces you
minus
by
5.
5.
Okay.
So he's back to 2.
So
So
when do they have half? It's when they're half dead?
if they okay, right. That I understand the confusion. If they're half dead, the standard rule is you cut the combat value, the printed combat value, in half.
Okay.
The optional rule that I think we agreed to use is instead of, because the effect of that cutting it in half is it actually penalizes better units more than it penalizes worse units. That doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Right.
So instead, the optional rule is if you're half dead, it's minus 2 to whatever your printed value is. So
Okay.
in this
So
case,
I've
he's
got
not
a
half dead.
I've got
That's
a
not his
plus
problem.
7 and he's got
Plus 2.
plus
So the
2.
delta is 5.
5.
He is halved in terms of his increments. So he's got 7 increments halved. So his combat strength is 4.
And I've got, that's going to be 13 plus another 5. That's going to be 18. So that's going to be 4 to 1.
18 to 4 is going to be 4 to 1. 4 to 1 plus 5.
Okay. All right. We'll see what we get. 77. So it's just going to be a plus 5. So that is 1 for me and a 3R for you, David.
Dude.
Okay. And I think.
And I got to take it off of the biggest unit, right?
The biggest unit.
Yep.
So the 7 takes it. And I think you have to retreat avoiding an enemy zone of control if you can. So I think you have to go northeast over that other unit.
Yeah. So, and I go 7, right?
6. Doesn't matter what your speed is. Your cavalry always goes 6.
5, 6. Let's say 1, 2, 3.
It's almost like the authors of La Bataille and Barr got together and just came up with a list of the way they came up with a list of things they were going to do to mess with players' minds. I got an idea. Let's make retreats not pay movement cost.
So he should be over here, right? He was here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I'm counting this correctly.
It would definitely be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he definitely didn't move far enough.
Yeah. So he should be over here, David.
Well, can't I be over here or here?
Well, you'd have to go zigzag, I guess, right?
It's still a straight line.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
That would still be a straight line. Yeah.
All right.
Right, and then we'll need to roll for this guy here. Who got run over?
17.
Oh dear.
He's shaken.
Shaken and
and disordered.
And the funny part about it is that even a good ordered unit goes straight to shaken and disorder from this. It's the one morale check that actually takes you straight to shaken and disorder. The fact he's disordered already doesn't change anything. If he was already shaken, he would rout.
Right.
But in this case, he just goes to shaken and disorder and stays there.
Okay. Cool. All right, and so then I need to advance with something into that hex.
Somebody has to advance.
But then there won't be any pursuit because we're right in the face of.
That's right. Yep.
The teeth of the enemy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and push that poor guy in.
All right.
All right, and then we've got this stack here. So you need to make a morale check, I guess, for those chaps.
Yep.
Well,
Pretty convincing. All
yeah.
right.
So
Okay.
I charged forward 2 hexes. Let me flip them. So I'm going to
Okay.
be plus 3, plus 2 for the hexes. So that's going to get me up to 7, plus another 2 for being heavy cavalry.
Well, hold on. 3 plus 2 plus 2, that's 7.
Oh, okay. I was already
Right?
there. Yep.
Yeah, right. Okay. Just wanted to be clear about that. And those are heavies?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the 6
And
movement, I guess, crosshairs or something like that.
yeah. Yeah, I just wasn't sure because you've got a mix over there, so it wasn't obvious to me which was which.
Well,
All right.
do
So
we go by the top unit or is it an average of the two?
it is whatever is the top 4 strength points
Okay.
is
Yeah,
what
so
we
that's
use.
heavy.
Okay.
One of them is Chevalier.
Right.
Right,
He's the
but
one
it's
that's at the
bottom one.
bottom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's 7.
Yep.
That now I just want to ask because I just want to be clear. Did these guys start together?
Did who?
These two
Yeah,
units.
yeah.
Did
They were right
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to be sure. I thought they were, but I wasn't sure. Okay.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
started the charge together. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that's 13 strength points at a plus 7. I think that's what we got. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Now the defender is 16 strength points at 5 plus 1 minus 5, so at 1.
Okay. So the
All right, so
net
it's
difference is 6.
Wait, whoa, what?
So
it's
you were
5
shaken,
plus
right?
1 minus 5,
Okay.
so 1.
All right. Now, do I get anything for the one in his flank?
For what in my flank?
Oh.
You're in my
Um,
zone of control. I'm in your flank.
No. And I'll explain to you why. Because he did his morale check
Back
2
here.
hexes ago.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect him that he's currently got somebody whose zone of control he's in. But he's not rolling a morale check right now. You are. So
But it does say minus 3 to the CV
you
of
are
a unit that is
you
being
are
inflated by an enemy unit.
exactly right. You are exactly. I'm sorry. I was not thinking in those terms. I was thinking in terms of a morale check or something. It's quite right actually, because you've got an enemy unit who's facing into your flank. Even though he's not participating in the battle, he's causing a distraction.
Oh,
And so
okay.
it's minus 3 to you because of it. Yes.
Okay.
The mere presence of an enemy unit's not good enough. He has to be facing you in order to cause that influence. To influence the morale check, the mere presence of an enemy in your flank is enough, whether he's facing you or not. But in actual close combat calculations, he has to be facing you in order to make you nervous. So you're quite right. It is 7 minus 3, so it's 4 for the attackers.
Okay.
And the defender is at 1.
So it's 1
Right.
to 1.5
With a plus 3.
3.
3.
Yep. I
Yep.
agree with all that. That
Okay.
makes good sense to me.
Sounds cool. Here we go. So that's going to be 4 plus 3 is 7. So
7.
it's going to be a 1D1R. If I'm looking at that correctly.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. 1D1R.
Let me flip my guys over and see who's the bigger of the two. So the guy that's on top is going to take a hit. Okay. Control. All right. And mark them as disordered.
you able to hear this exciting 20th birthday party going on down the hall here? I don't know how
No.
much my microphone's picking up.
Nope, we are missing all of the excitement.
Okay.
Are
I'm
people
glad
singing
because,
Auld Lang Syne?
I don't think that's something you do a lot of at a 20th birthday party. I don't think so.
Oh, they're probably singing whatever the latest hip, exciting things are.
Yeah, it's probably Dua Lipa or something like that.
All right, so now I got a roll for pursuit, if if I remember
Uh,
correctly.
y- y- yeah. Have you
And
advanced into the?
I have not yet. Do I roll? Do
Okay.
I do that first and then I roll pursuit?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You got to move
Okay.
in with whomever is moving in. Okay. And then you would roll, and of course you'd have it rounded.
Yeah, hang on just a second here. All right, so these guys are both disordered for what little it's worth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll
Yeah,
just put
exactly.
one
Yeah.
poor little slob in there. Okay. All right, and then
All right.
so then he rolls to see what
That's
his
right.
pursuit points are.
Exactly.
So he's got
yes.
5 pursuit points,
Right, which
and that
means
would
he
be
really has
halved
three.
3. Now he'd
Yeah,
only really be able to
exactly.
do 1 because if he moves here, he's got to stop because of that guy. Is that correct?
Nope,
You
he's
know,
not in it. He's not in the
it-
zone of control.
exactly.
Oh,
this
it's
is
not. He's in my zone of
this is
control. It's mine in
a
yours.
little bit confusing because
Oh, that's
it's-
right. He is in yours.
it's so what often happens with pursuit is that there's somebody in your zone of control after you move into the defender's hex, and if that happens, then there is no pursuit.
Right.
Okay. On the other hand, I think once you start pursuit, I think that it's a little different. It says if the retreat path is blocked for the pursuing cavalry, if any of the following conditions are met, if it cannot enter a hex, if a non-routed enemy unit is in the cavalry's zone of control. Yeah, so that actually stops it. A non-routed enemy unit. Right. So yeah.
So the
you
best I
only
could
move
do would
one.
just be to move forward 1.
That's right, and it would take away 1 more increment
Okay.
from the defender, and if we were playing with fatigue rules, it would also add fatigue, and I've been using the fatigue rules, so they're fresh in my mind.
How exciting.
World class, really.
All right, and then I think I have to make a morale check because
You have to make
or a stop check or something, a
you have to make a
recall roll or
recall.
whatever. Okay.
That's right, and the recall roll in this case will be at +10 because you used 1 pursuit point.
Okay. And it's just my normal effectiveness rating, right?
Yep, that's
okay.
right.
Here we go. Oh, that's not so good.
Okay.
So what
you're
does
now
that mean?
shaken and
Shaken
disordered.
and
now.
disordered.
That's right.
That's our favorite flavor.
Well, it is the one where you are in a world of hurt.
Yeah, well, it's all part of the process.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, that was exciting. We had
It was exciting. All right.
all kinds of stuff
Holy
happening.
smokes. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and then flip over our beloved leader. And I think that takes care of my activation on this side of the world.
Okay. I have no idea who rolled that.
I'm going to say that you did, because I don't think I've rolled yet.
All right. Then why don't you?
Here we go. Let's throw some dice. That's 1 for you.
Okay.
With your big fat +5.
A big fat Greek +5.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to ask for your indulgence.
Are you asking me or you're asking David?
Both of you, because
Okay.
we are playing the game jointly.
Do you
Right
need to
here.
leave?
Nope.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not yet. Although, no, probably not too long now. Looking right there, off to the west.
Off to the west. Okay. Okay.
That
I
guy was
didn't.
part of
Manstein's.
Monstein's activation, and I clearly did not even attempt to remove disorder from him. I didn't see him.
Oh, okay.
Anybody mind me removing disorder and moving him?
Uh,
Oh no, I take that back. He backed up.
yeah, yeah,
Never mind. Never
yeah,
mind. My bad.
yeah.
My
Because
bad.
he
I,
did
I
move.
was
He's got a little
I
move
was
marker on him.
Oh,
See, he's got
you're
the little
quite
move
right.
tag on him. Yeah.
I don't trust those because I know perfectly well how often things we don't mark them. But yes, you're quite right. So all good. My bad. So never mind. So back to wherever we were before we were so rudely interrupted by me. Um. All right. Um. I guess unless I don't hear you calling for anything down there, David.
Not good for the moment here. Why don't you
All
continue
right.
with
Well,
your plan?
I'll do put calmer here. Yeah, you give me
Continue with your cunning plan. But
too much credit. There's put calmer right there. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for him. Okay, he's activated. If he feels like it, that's marvelous. Um, we will 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we won't. We will 1.
Why is it 1-2 just to turn one hex side?
No. That's not what happened.
Oh, what?
He did. Oh, excuse me. He did that as
Ah,
1, 2.
okay.
And I'll roll his disorder check. Um, nah, I'll just go ahead and do him twice. So it's going to be plus 10. Well, even as good as he is, that's probably not going to be enough.
Nope, just missed it.
Just missed it.
Missed it by that much.
That much. Yep. 1, 2. We'll do the same thing here. Oh, well, God, can I average those? Jeez.
All right, so wardrobe, to answer your question, yes, this is grand tactical. So the infantry is battalions, the cavalry is regiments, and the batteries are usually 2 or 3 guns. Each of the hexes is about 100 yards, if I'm correct.
That's right.
Yep.
100 yards. Yep.
So, and most of these represent like brigades,
But
or battalion. No,
battalions.
no,
I
the
would
infantry.
think.
But like each command is a brigade, isn't it?
I see. Yeah. It's funny. They don't really use the word brigade. I don't know if that's something that kind of got to be used more in the Napoleonic era. They don't use the word brigade in this when they're talking about this.
Okay.
It might be a Napoleonic thing.
They're certainly
yeah,
not. They're not divisions. They're too small to be a division.
Well, again, remember we're kind of moving from the old world of wings
Yes.
and to the later kind of more Napoleonic world of divisions and brigades and corps and things like that.
Right.
This is kind of like the last gasp of the relatively old style of wings. And the wings, by the way, also weren't permanent arrangements either, right? I mean, a regiment would just get assigned to a wing for whatever purpose and might get reassigned the next week. So, and there's certainly nothing like any sort of staff
Right.
at any level. Basically, it's just whatever aides happen to be standing around the general at the time that he says something.
Right.
So, all right. Well, that was it. That was a pretty uneventful.
That was my
there,
roll. So, David, it's over to you.
over to me.
55. Well, that's going to be
So,
yours with a +5, so that's another one for the
All
another
right.
one for those pesky Prussians.
So, unfortunately, I really kind of got half of Triscow's guys kind of blocked by with the cavalry. So, um, I'd I'd be totally understanding if you just decided not to move them. You could. I don't have any great ambitions for
and
anything else at this point. Um, I don't really need to move my cavalry particularly.
all right.
So if you've
Well,
got anything you
I'll
want to do, carry on.
let's see. Okay, so I'll do the Ingersleben,
Zunheit.
whatever, and
That's this chap here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I'll be right back.
So he should be in command because Treshkow is within range of the king, and so
yep. So they're basically going to go. Let's see. One, two, three.
so this guy
Oh,
here is an extended formation, so he would
right.
need to
He's going to
consolidate
have to do.
first.
He's going to have to do
So
something
that's going to
like that.
cost him 2 to consolidate, and then 3 to turn, and 4 gets him there. I don't think the other guys have that same issue.
No.
They're all just single battalion. So this
Yep.
guy could get right
So
there
that
facing
cost.
that way.
Well, he's going to go here facing
Facing that way. That's fine. Yeah.
That disappears.
Are you going to activate these grenadiers while you're at it? And you still have this guy here who's
Uh,
part of.
oh,
I
is he
think
part
he's
of?
part of it too. Yeah, he looks like it. He's got a little eye next to him. It looks like he's the regiment that pairs with that one there.
Yes. Yes, he is. All right. So what? Let's see. What are they going to do there? One, two. One, three. Yeah. All right. I get. Yeah, I am going to activate the grenadiers there also,
Sure.
or at least two of them there.
Yeah. So they're all within the
They're
command
going to go
radius. So
there,
okay.
and so this one consolidate. 2, 3, 4. That disappears.
So consolidating costs 2, and then turning is 1, and then 4 puts him there. So to consolidate, it costs 2, and then he's here, and then he turns, and that's 1. That's 3, and then there's 4. Gets him right there, David. So just move him back 1 hex. There you go.
All right. Did you win yet, David?
Yes,
Yeah.
I conceded defeat.
Excellent.
You guys have won. Congratulations.
I just had to do combat with a prodigious amount of cat vomit.
Good Lord.
It's like the party with the 20-year-old, that wasn't nearly exciting enough, so the cat decided to just put the little cherry on top.
Well, there must not have been enough color, you know.
I guess not.
And or the cat was looking to add some confetti.
Yeah,
the,
here you go.
Yeah.
Whee!
Little cat kibble looks about the same as confetti.
Yeah,
So
it's like, I'm taking this out of your allowance, cat.
there you go.
So,
All right, so
where
that's
are we?
done. It's time to
Okay.
for you to throw the
I
dice.
think it's me. Yeah.
Yep, we're
okay.
back to you. Yeah.
All
All right,
we
and that's
go.
another
We're
one for
moving
you.
We're running out the clock here,
And
boys.
that's another wingding activation.
Oh, so it is. If only I had a wing I cared about. Let's see.
Only I had a wing I cared about. So.
That's right. So you got your one other, and I got 2 more, I think. So, do you care to do anything?
All right. Yeah, I'll do one more.
All right, very good.
Um, so he can't really do much. Penny. Um, all right. So yeah, we'll do him. All right. So the disorder comes off.
Oh, now you want to come sit with me, huh? Is this how this is going to work? You got a lot of nerve, cat.
That's two. Let's. And let's see, where do I want? 1, 2, 3. All right, do I want? All right.
All right.
Is that it?
That's what it looks like.
I think it.
Yep.
All right. Who's up now?
You.
Well, you rolled, Michael, so it's my turn.
Bad.
52. That's another one for you guys.
Awesome. I'm gonna make this really hard. Are you ready?
You're just flipping somebody over down at the end of the universe.
That's kind of my cunning plan.
Yep.
There we go. Done. Job done. David, roll high.
Ah,
Oh,
go.
that's a good roll.
It's a spirit.
now, so I suggest we move Frederick
The
up
king?
too. Yeah. Since it's our last turn.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, yeah. All right. So I'll go ahead and activate the last cavalry outfit, and it's going to look a lot like the last activation. And then we will move the king forward
Like
to.
if he moves to there,
Yeah.
then
What is
that will for sure put my wing in command.
Ah, well, that's what we really wanted in life, is to have your wing in command. All right, so now we're only at +3.
Oh,
And we're back to me, I guess.
so why is it +3? I don't have any pluses.
No. You lose 2 of your command points the minute you move.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you lost them
Um,
all.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
no. So we got +3.
Okay. All right. So
Here I am rolling. Yeah.
that doesn't move the clock, though.
Yeah.
You've got to
Oh,
do a 12 or better.
Oh, crap.
That's
All right.
close enough. But it's one for me.
Thought I had it. I
All
thought
right.
I had it.
So,
I could have been a contender.
When I declare a charge, do I have to be within command range of my commander? Or only at the beginning of my movement?
Only at the beginning of your movement.
Okay.
Because command is determined at the beginning of the activation.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. I was trying to figure out what to do with some of these people. All right. So, do I charge with them or do I pull them back? Interesting decisions to be made here. It's certainly a big mess everywhere, but that's how we like it. I'm going to activate Veed, who is over here by the
yes.
by the
By the woods there.
by the woods, yes, by the knoll, and I'm going to activate these guns, and I'll activate these guns just so I can bloody well move them, and I'll activate these guns so I can move them before we run out of time. So, no, and I might as well take a pot shot with these guns while I'm at it. So we're just going to go crazy. We'll fire our guns first.
Just go wild.
Yep. So we'll fire the guns. And
Oh, you got any disorders first?
Not with Veed's command. They're all perfectly content and happy. So we'll fire these. We got Fernstein. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Range of 9. He's got two 12-pounders at ×4 each. So that's going to be 4 × 4. That's going to be 16. 16 to 10. That's 1.5 to 1. Yeah, 1.5 to 1, it looks like. So let's roll it and see what we get. 28. Not exciting enough.
Ooh, yeah.
So that's okay. We can't win them all. Let me go ahead and mark the other chap, provided my mouse seems to have... Come on, little mouse. Okay, there we go. My mouse decided to take a momentary break. All right, and then the howitzers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's their damage at a range of 6? They're ×3, so that's going to be 6. Well, yeah, they might as well. So they can fire from here, I guess, over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Is that correct, or
which one is it? Which
so
one?
that howitzer there firing at that guy there?
Ooh, that's a really
1,
good
2,
question.
3, 4, 5, 6. I think if you draw the little thread, I think we can get there. Yeah. Yeah, it says it's range
Oh,
of
well,
6.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so those guys are going to be ×3, so that's going to be 6 to 10. That's 1 to 1.5. I got to roll.
No, it's 6 to 10 is 1.5 to 1. Excuse me, 6
is 1 to 2.
To 10 is 1 to 2. Yes.
Yeah, so I have to roll above a 90 to do anything from the looks of it. Okay,
yeah.
let's roll something above a 90. 69. That was really close. There was a 9 involved.
Well, you were thinking of turning it upside down, weren't you?
Exactly. 96. There we go. Same difference.
Nobody gets really excited about 96. Why is that?
It's got to be favoritism.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay.
Any other shooting techs?
I'm not at the moment. I've got some stuff I'll do, but I can save that until the end, right?
No.
Nope. I got to shoot now before I run out of.
Yep.
Okay. Then we might as well have these guys fire. So
I'm going to get the back of this this rule book tattooed on your forehead. Of course, I'll do it backwards so you can see it in the mirror.
Okay.
But it clearly says first command control segment, then disorder recovery, then fire combat, then movement, then close combat.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So we'll have these chaps fire on those chaps. And so that we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is our 6-pounders at a range of 9. Our times 2. So that's going to be 4. So 4 to 10, that's going to be 1 to 3. But you've got 16 increments there?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so that's going to give me a plus 20. So
Mhm.
let's see what we get.
Did you mean to leave the kettle on? There was no water in there.
No, I didn't put the kettle on at all.
Oh, it was on.
Oh, I'm glad you turned it
Yeah,
off.
I was like, I don't.
Huh, very strange. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we get. 95 plus 20, that's going to be,
That's not okay.
that's good enough for a hit.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. So that
Actually,
was this guy right
So,
here.
A little worried that it was going to be more than one, actually.
Well,
All right.
yeah, I can't do any better than that at 1 to 3.
Okay. All right. Oh, it was 1 to 3. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Okay, and then this guy here, it's I think the same distance, 9, and we can
Yeah,
fire
it
on
is.
this chap here.
Right.
And so our howitzers at a range of 9 are times 2. Oh, actually, these guys are times 3. So that would have been 6. It would have been a 1 to 2. It's still the same thing. The best I could do is just one hit. Okay, and so it's going to be the same thing, a 1 to 3 with a plus 20. Here we go.
20.
And that's not enough.
All right.
All right. Finish those guys. All right. So now we need to move Veed and his people. And I'm waiting to kind of see how things shake out over here. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of pull my cavalry back so it's not a big fat target for your guns. 1, 2. So these guys can go. Although it's tempting to want to charge you, but then I'd be out of command unless I move Veed. Yeah. Can I charge through a unit? Oh, so if, say for example, I put some cavalry here.
Okay.
And I can see this guy here, right? But could I
no.
move into this hex? So if I'm here and I could go
No.
1, 2. No, because
No. So
I
first of
can't
all,
stack
first of all,
with
you
somebody.
you can't see them.
No. What I'm saying is I've moved this guy here.
No, understood. Understood.
Right.
But,
But
even
from
if you
here
were
to there, I couldn't see him because it's along the hex spine.
Well, it's not even along the hex spine. It's running through this hex. It's not even along the hex spine. Here to here would be along the hex spine, but there's not even along the hex spine.
Okay.
But more to the point, every hex you enter when you charge must be empty.
Okay. That I did not know.
Yeah, you can't join in with anybody else.
Okay. All right, no worries. Then that lets me know what I need to do with Veed and his wacky band of brothers over here.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Okay.
My wife and I just finished watching that. Good show.
All right, so let's have everybody do the little shuffle they had done before. So these guys are going to go 1, 2, 3, and then this guy's going to go 4, 4, 5, and then that's going to be 6 to get there.
Okay.
And this guy's going to go 4, and then 5, and then 6.
Okay, very good.
And then these guys are going to turn the corner the other way. Whoops. I hate it when I press the wrong button.
Well, now their movement's halved.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's 1,
Yep.
and 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, and 6 puts them there.
Okay.
Yep.
Veed's got some sinister plan.
Well, Veed is trying to figure out what the devil to do with all of our little people.
Yeah, well,
over
there's been a
here.
lot of that going on
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
So-
totally understand.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
I think what we'll do is we'll have these guys here. We'll just shift there to the side like that. And then I've got some of Veed's wild and wacky friends way out on the far end of the universe who are trying to catch up with him. And
Okay.
so that's going to be 1, 2,
Right.
1, 2. All right.
Right.
There we go.
Very good.
And I think that takes care of things in the Weediverse.
Okay. Universe. Very nice.
All right. There we go. So
All right. Those guys
it's-
are leaving the Nazca lines behind.
Exactly. It wasn't doing them any good anyway.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
So, who's up now?
I think I'd rolled last, so I think it's over to
I
David.
think you're right, David. Roll
All
high.
right. Roll
High.
high. Big one. Nope.
It's not.
Nope,
That's not high.
high enough.
Oh,
And I forgot to move those guns anyway, but I'll move them now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
All
here, so I will go ahead and move Sincere. And I think, here's Sincere over here. He's feeling sincere. I'm sure, indeed. So let's move these guns. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 gets them there. Philippe. Oops, I meant to hit the finish marker. All right, and then they're going to go 1, 2, 3, and they'll stop there. And then this guy's also sincere. He's going to go, I'm going to leave Colorado there. All right, so that's going to go 1, 2, and 3 gets them there. And then I've got these grenadiers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're just booking to the other side of the universe. These guys are going to go half, 1.5. They're going to turn 2.5, 3, and 4 to come up and join the rest of the sincere movement. Okay, that takes care of sincere.
Wow. All right then.
Okay. All right.
Does that mean it's my turn?
Yep, it's over to you now.
All right. I'm gonna roll high.
I'm
Roll
sure.
high.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna roll high in a way I never do when I'm like shooting.
No, it's a special something. What did you roll?
It wasn't really very high.
A 0-5. Pick one command for possible fire combat or close combat segment.
Wow. Well, David, that probably applies to you.
What?
It's a free close combat segment. Don't need to roll initiative. Don't need to do squat. Just got to be in command. Obviously, for cavalry units, it means that basically you just do the close combat segment, meaning charge. You can't do anything else. You can't maneuver to charge. Just charge. Obviously, if it's a infantry command, then you're probably just shooting instead, which you could certainly do too. I don't really know if you wanted to.
I don't even see anything that I could charge here.
Were you kidding? All three of those guys have got a target.
Oh, yeah. No, those.
That's his reserve. He's getting them all lined up for the next big thing.
I'm not telling him to do it. I'm merely pointing out that all three of those have got targets.
Yeah. I think a better one to do as far as shooting wise would be Holstein's groups. Isn't this these guys over here, these musketeers and people like that? Couldn't they take a shot?
Holson.
Holson, yeah.
No, you're quite right. Actually, that does make sense.
That's kind of
Um,
where I was leaning too.
Yeah.
So.
I think
Yeah, I think
I
that's
think
more
what
reasonable.
we're probably going to find though that so many of those units are independents. Like
Oh, because they're
all those
grenadiers?
all those grenadiers. Now that one you might be able to shoot with the independent unit because it's stacked with one of the units in Hulson's, but I don't think either one of these is going to because they're not stacked with anything.
Yeah. So they couldn't
But
shoot, but these two guys could, right?
absolutely, these
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
could
yeah.
shoot, no question. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like free beer. I'd definitely go for that.
Yeah, because I don't see any positive in the charge over here.
Nah,
with the,
you're not wrong. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So we'll go for that. We'll go for
All
the
right,
shot.
so that's one,
What do
two,
we
three.
got?
You got 7 increments shooting at this guy. That's a good time.
And they're both what, Fusiliers? No, a
No,
musketeer.
musketeers.
One's a musketeer,
And
one's a Fusilier. So the
so it's times 3
Fusilier is
and times
times
4, right?
3. Yep. So you've got 3 times 3 is 9. You got
21.
21. So you got a 2-to-1 shot with a minus 10,
10.
right?
Yeah.
You're
21
kind of
minus
odds,
10?
Dave.
Yeah. Boom.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. All right. Well, that was a
All
good
right.
time. And then
We need to put a little
these.
marker on him, or at least remember not to do that
Oh,
again.
yeah. Unfortunately, the turn's almost over, but you're
Oh.
quite right. Yeah, what that's grenadiers. They're probably what grenadiers are times 2
The Grenadiers
two-
are
at-
times 3 at a
at
range
2
of
hex
2,
range.
but he's
So
only got
that's
1 increment. Yeah,
3, and then
he's got
4, 5, 6, 7. So it'd be 1 to 1.5 minus 10, which is not good odds. But I guess it doesn't cost anything to roll the
well,
dice.
he's got no, so he's
I
got
can-
6. Oh, so 1 to no, yeah, 1 to 1.5. Yep, go ahead and roll.
Yeah. I could get a 99, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you were
yeah.
close.
Well, it was worth a try. Worth a try. All right. All right. No, you're quite right. We need to put a tile marker on Hulson to remember that he's already done his close combat or fire free combat. Okay. That was me. I'm going to roll again, but I'm going to roll a big number this time to end the turn.
I know, I'm worried about that.
Boom. God
Oh,
dang it.
close. So close. So,
So
very
why
close.
is it that the end turn number is 11 here and it's only 10 at Luthen, where basically half of the board doesn't move every turn? Harumph, I say.
Consider yourself lucky. All right. Let's see. Who have I not done anything with just yet? I have not done anything with a number of folks. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down to this end of the line and activate Mr. Andlau, who is here on this hill.
yeah.
And I'll move these guns so they can consider themselves moved. So I've got this chap here. I'm going to move him. So 1, 2, 3. And we got communicating battalions, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
regimental
right.
integrity, we call it.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and he can book along there. And these guys will go 1, 2, 3,
Hold
and
on.
4.
Hold on.
What?
That last guy.
Which last guy? The guns?
No, the infantry.
Yep, he's attached to this command.
Oh, no, I don't have a problem with that.
Oh.
The problem I had is that he's in line and he was doing oblique marching.
Oh, you're right. So it's got to be zigzaggy.
Well, it's got to be zigzaggy, or you pay the extra movement point every time it's not zigzaggy.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and well, here, let me figure it out. So how's about this? I put him into column. There's 1. Or maybe not, depending on...
I was going to say, is it 1?
I think it is because... No, maybe not. Maybe it's everything. because it's this silly Austrians.
Formation change because it's line line to column. It's 3 in that direction,
All right, we'll do it 3, and then
and
there's
then
4.
4. Job done.
There we go.
Job
I'm
done.
trying to
All
get
right.
him to the other end of the line, and it's not going to
Yeah, I
happen.
know, and I'm doing my best to
Yeah.
frustrate you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm glad you do, because these are the things that not being used to the rule set as well. I'm
Yeah.
like, we're just going along, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in Labatai is a
Yeah.
lot more relaxed about it, where you just pick up your movement, pick up the pieces, and move them.
Yeah, and they just go flying zip
Just
across the map.
Can't do that here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we will go ahead and flip and Lao over. Actually, let's see here. No, we'll move this guy here too. So he's going to turn. So that's 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then that's it. Okay. Now we can flip and Lao. All right.
All right. Now it's your turn to
My
roll
turn.
a really high number.
Here you go. Big number. Oh, hate to disappoint you.
You are a real disappointment.
I know. I hear that frequently.
Yes, dear, is the answer.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna, before I forget, I'm gonna activate Beck down way out on the west end of the map. But before I do that, I want to remember to move these guns that are here on the press hill. So 1, 2, 3, and we will park them right there, and we'll figure out where to place them once your cavalry come around the other side of the woods, and we can light them up with tracer fire. Yep. All right. Let's see here. All right, so here we are over with Beck and all of his wild skirmishers. These guys are my favorite ones on the map. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, yeah, we'll stop right there. All right, and then these guys are all going to be 1, 2, 3 and a half, and then this guy tails along, and then this guy's going to 1 to get across there, I think.
Yep.
And then
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, and 4, and I have to make a disorder. Actually, I don't, because he's a skirmisher.
No, you don't.
He can never
He's a
be
skirmisher.
disordered.
No,
So,
he's always disordered.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
those guys are going to save the bacon for the whole army.
If that's the case, then you are going to start having to screw up pretty bad here soon.
I don't know. I love those skirmishers. They really
glad.
are a lot of fun.
Glad.
Yeah. Well, look what they've done. They've managed to scare you away here in the center. Well, that and the 12-pounders that were.
I was going to say, they had very little to do with it.
So, all right, but we've got some semblance of a line forming.
Yep.
We've got
Yep,
some
absolutely.
kind of reserve forming. Okay, cool. I think I've only got maybe a couple of little commands left at this point. So, all right, David, go
All right,
ahead and
David?
throw the dice.
Here we go. Another big one. Boom.
Oh,
Oh, so close, but it's so far away.
all right.
All right, so I've got this cavalry here with, what's his name? Castiglione, a good Italian.
Makes me hungry just listening to the name.
I know. And I'm going to just get those guys, I think, consolidated. So 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm just going to try to get them in something like a line. So this guy's going to go here. That's going to cost 2. And then these guys are going to turn. There we go. They're all happy. And then this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to turn him 5. And then 6. He's going to go there. All right. slowly but surely, we're beefing up the line here. All right, and Colorado, where are my people? Oh, I'm going to move him up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's still within range of Dawn. Okay. All right. And, well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll put him here, and then he can activate the whole wing if he gets lucky enough. Okay. Cool. I think I've only got one command left at this point that hasn't done well, plus my cavalry, but I don't really care about them so much. So let's.
Back
Whose
to
roll
me.
was it? Back to you. Yep.
It's my turn to make the now gratuitous, purposeless roll. Yep, and I get the big number. Yep. See, you just had to wait for it not to matter.
Well, and you still have to get one more big number to put an end to. Put an end to everything here.
All right. Well,
Okay.
carry on.
So that's just these guys here with Starnhelm here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy out here on the end. I'm going to put him in like a hook, right? Is that what it is? A hook thing? Okay.
Yep.
So let me find a hook thing. I'll grab it off of somebody else. And, oh no, I didn't want to do that.
Hook thing.
I just, a hook thing, and flip the hook thing and put the hook thing there. All right,
There
now
you
I think
go.
I've got a line with a hook.
Very
By
nice.
hook or by crook.
Yep, that's the way.
Yeah, and
Your roll.
Then let
Oh,
me
sorry.
see. I'll move this guy up. And yeah, okay, that looks enough like a reserve to do something exciting about.
Very good.
Yep, and we will then flip him over.
All right.
All right, and now it's my turn. There's my gratuitous roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to mark him as finished, and I will just
You
flip
got
one of
him.
my cavalry
Those
leaders.
cavalry units. There's
Okay.
one. All right,
And
David.
David, go ahead, roll. See if we can put this all to bed. All right, and I will flip the last guy over.
Okay. All right, and then I will roll, and the Austrians do their rally first. So start.
Does it
What?
matter? Is a
Does it
question that I
matter?
have. Yeah, I mean,
You
because
know,
we have the order of it, but
strictly-
does it matter?
Strictly, I would think it would have to be a very odd set of circumstances for it to matter.
Okay.
I guess, strictly speaking, if you go first, you could have a shaken unit. No, it's very hard for me to think of why, but the rules say to do it, and that way, we just do it.
Okay.
But no,
all right.
it doesn't make. I can't think of any
Well,
actual. Meaning.
everybody who's all banged up is out on this end of the field anyway. So we're going to start with this poor chap who's out here. He's shaken and disordered, which
that's
is
right.
a minus 15.
So it's plus 15. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
All right, here we go. So he's going to
That is
stay shaken and disordered.
Not going to help. That's true. Okay. Fair enough.
Let's see. I've
Who
got
else
this
is
guy here who's shaken.
Shaken. Yep. So that's going to be plus 10 for him.
Oh,
Looks
he's happy.
better.
All right, we will
All right.
clear the deck there. We got these guys here that are shaken. Let's see what they do. 84. What do you know?
Much better. Much better.
They are happy. We got these guys here that are shaken.
Yeah, and that's
73.
probably. Yeah, it's probably was only plus 5 because I think the trees help.
Yeah.
And then you
All
got the
right.
guys under Haddock who are also shaken.
Oh, they're shaken and disordered also. Here we go.
Yeah.
62, and Haddock is going to subtract stuff, so they should probably be okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so they are now
they'd have to be
just
really terrible, just disordered.
disordered.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And that's it for shaken units, I think.
Yep.
Is it?
So now it's just time for routed, and I got a. Oh no, I've got another shaken unit back here.
Oh, back there. Yep,
Yep.
that's right.
So this
All
guy
right.
is half dead.
So it's going to be plus 25 for him.
Plus 25. Here we go. Oh, a 0.5.
Gonna lose
That's
another increment. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry. You're just
He's-
you're rallying from shaken. So in other
Right.
words, you just fail.
Okay.
So
All
no
right.
change.
Okay. All right. So then we got the routed guys.
Let me ask a question though, if I
Sure.
may. Do you believe that you remembered to try to do disorder recovery on him when Haddock was activated?
Um.
I think he did.
I think so. Yeah, and I don't think he did.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Just the
he's-
truth is,
yeah.
it's really easy
It's
to miss
conceivable
somebody
that I
who's
forgot, but
there.
you know, at
Yeah.
this stage in the
Okay.
game, who gives a hoot?
Yeah, not to worry. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Then you've got 3 routed stacks. Is that right?
From the looks of it, yes. So,
But the important part about that is the word stacks.
okay.
Every unit has to roll separately,
Okay.
and they have to end up in separate hexes. So if they, for example, both fail,
They both
still
split up.
They retreat 6, but they have to separate. Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's fine. Okay, so for the let's do this stack here.
All right.
So the top unit, and it's a minus 15 for being routed.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
all
So,
right, so here we
you
go.
need what?
So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
fine.
So he's back. So
All
he
right,
can
and let's
adopt.
roll for the other guy and see what happens to
Right.
him. A 50.
Nope.
No,
He is
so
not.
he's going to.
So he
so he's
continues
gonna-
running.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead, and now I can keep the routed marker on him, and he just goes back 6. He ignores terrain
That's right.
and everything else.
That's
Okay.
right.
So
Exactly.
1,
Just
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he's there.
right.
And then this guy, we can flip him back, and we're going to mark
Right.
him as
Shaken,
shaken and disordered. Our
And then
favorite
adopt
flavor.
whatever facing information you like.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Sure. Why not?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, then we've
Very
got
good.
these guys here who are stacked with Nadajde.
Right. Now the one on the top is half dead. So he's 37, 47, 52 minus the 12 that Nadajde does. So that's 40.
Okay, let's roll for him. 86.
Okay.
He's feeling
All right,
better.
So he's better. Right.
And
And
then
the other one
let me
is
roll for the other one.
the other one's going to be a lot easier because he's only going to be what 29. So yeah, he's back too.
Okay,
So
so
they're
they're
both
back. Okay, well that's nice. Thank goodness for Nadajde.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so they're going to be shaken and disordered, correct?
That's right. And any single hex facing
Okay.
information.
All right, so we'll just go ahead and plunk that on top of them there. And to ease your OCD, we will turn the counter so they're all facing the same way.
Good heavens, yes.
All right, and then I think I've got one last guy that's routed back here.
That's right. He's going to be plus 25 for half dead
Right.
and routed.
Here we go. Oh,
Oh, he's going to lose another increment and keep running.
okay. Well, this is how they disappear after a while. So I was
Yep.
telling you, David, about at Jena, the Saxons, if they fail
Right.
their if they're routed and they fail their recovery roll, they lose an increment. And so
Oh, wow.
and so after so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after a couple of turns, now they might not have been half dead before. Now they're half
Yeah.
dead. So now you've got like a
Yeah.
minus 12,
That's
and then
even harder.
yeah, they just melt away. So David and Brennan and I don't know, maybe David Minury, we're going to try to play Super Jena out in Gettysburg here in March.
Oh, that'll
So
be
David wisely opted to play the French.
great. That's because you read the history.
Yeah, Yeah, so I think he'll be happier playing the French. All right, and I think that's it for me. I don't think I've got anybody else who's disordered, but let me check my little guys. Yep, no. Everybody's happy here. It looks like. Let me just. Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay, so it's over to you, David.
All
You've
right.
got a few people that are unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So shaking first, right?
Right.
So
All the shaking guys first.
let's try this guy here. Shaken,
Okay.
disordered, and in an
Let's-
Ezok.
Yeah, it's going to be plus 25 for him.
Even more than that, right?
No, it's plus 15 for shaken and disordered, and another 10 for being in an EZOC. So it's plus 25 all day. Or is there something I'm forgetting?
Okay. No.
Yep.
All right.
He's not 56 plus 25, so I don't know what he is. He's probably okay.
He's better than a 28, isn't he?
I think so. Yes.
He's a
Yeah.
22.
So
Yeah.
he's not shaken anymore. He's still disordered.
Okay. All right. Going up from there. Let's see. I think that's the only shaken one, isn't it?
No,
But we
these
got
guys
one.
here, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So
All
So
right.
they're
they're
gonna be plus
also going to have a
20.
minus, well, because they're in an EZOC, right?
Yep. So plus 10 for shaken, plus another 10 for EZOC. So 20 all day. Uh-oh.
They're going
Are
to
they
stay shaken.
17s?
No, they're not 17s. I
No.
don't have any 17s.
The 17s are all back
you-
at Prague.
Do you really? Oh, are all dead back
Yeah,
in Prague?
Dead
Maybe
back in
that's.
Prague, indeed.
Yeah. All right. So then they remain shaken. Okay. So that's
Actually, the top guy was 22. So
Yeah. So and that's all that matters because for shaken and for disordered, the whole stack goes. It's only routed that each individual unit goes. All right. So then you got this guy back over here.
Yep.
Who's
He's
plus
half dead.
30?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's plus
Zero
30.
3.
Yeah,
Nope.
0-3. That's going to be a hard no.
he's
Okay. You want to do your routed guys? Because I think I got a shaken guy still I need to do, but go ahead and do your routed guys if you want.
so we'll start with this stack routed here, I guess.
Yep.
And boom. Oh, that should
Yeah.
be.
Yep, absolutely.
So, and we'll try this stack here. And
Okay, the top unit first.
top unit. Ooh.
Going to take
Take
a loss
another
and keep running.
another increment and run. Yeah, that's not great. And by the way, all the super elite Prussian units at Leuthen, that's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, really?
I mean, the gendarme, 15 heavy cavalry, and one of the units is almost melted away because they've run so far. It's just unbelievable
Wow.
how many terrible rolls I could make with
Wow.
those guys.
And
All right, the bottom
second
unit.
guy,
All right,
38.
just barely.
So he should be.
Shaken and disordered.
Hmm.
And then you've got another routed guy up here on the.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's plus 25.
Yeah, because he's half dead.
Uh-oh.
Keeps going.
Yeah, he is a really good one, though. So that 23 does not cost him an increment, if memory serves.
What do you have
Oh,
to
flip
roll
it.
less than your?
Less than your actual printed. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
he's not
he's
that
gonna
good. He
take
does
another
lose
hit.
another increment. Yeah. If you roll your number or less, then you lose an increment and keep running. If
Right.
you hit in that plus 15 or plus 25 or
Right.
whatever, then you just keep running. They use a similar arrangement in the fatigue rules.
Mm,
Like if you rapid march and you roll less than your effectiveness rating on the disorder check,
right.
then you're fatigued. And if it's more than that, same thing for any. Anyway, it's kind of a nice way of kind of having multiple levels of effect.
Cool. All right. You've
Okay,
got
I
somebody,
think
did you
that's
say,
it.
that's disordered
Oh,
on
yeah,
your side of the world
I
or
got one
shaken?
shaken over
Oh,
here,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so I think he's plus 20 because he's half dead. So we'll see what we get.
Oh, he's
Okay.
very happy.
Oh well, it's because he sees all of his friends leaving. And it's like, oh, well, then we probably should get our act together and get the hell out of here with them. Looks like this guy's shaken and disordered.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
remember. Was that a special
Yep,
result?
that
I
was your
think.
0-0 roll on the
Yes,
disorder
that's right.
movement.
That's right. All right. So I'll go ahead and roll for him. That should be plus 15. And
It's
I
probably good enough. I don't think
strongly
they were.
suspect, yeah, I don't think I've got anybody that, yeah,
Yeah.
no. Okay. So he is down to merely disordered, and we'll fix that next turn. Okay. Anything else? I don't think
I
there's
think
anything
that's pretty
else.
much it.
All right. So I will click on the end turn button. Voila. I'll hit the move marker, and then we can save the game.
And we are
We can
now at the
save the day.
340 turn. And
Oh
0.
yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Cool. Well, we made good progress.
We did. We did.
Yep.
We
And
needed
hopefully that
we need
didn't delay you in your
No,
your
I
sleep
was
time.
thinking I was thinking 10 probably anyway, so that's not too bad.
Well, good.
So real fine. Thank you all.
Well, and this is shaping up to be an interesting little battle.
Well, it is, and I got to confess, I'm really intrigued because this doesn't feel anything like the solo game I played. It's just funny, and of course, I don't know what's different about it exactly. Part of it is, of course, I can't see the whole map, and I
Right.
feel like I'm struggling with that a little bit, trying to figure out what am I doing. Um, and it just seems like you're creating a defense that my Austrians never were able to. So it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out, what's going on. This feels a hell of a lot more historical.
Yeah, I mean, I once we picked it, I read through the historical commentary that's in the Kolin book.
Yeah,
And so I'm just like, well, crap, I got to scramble and get people
right,
over to this other
right,
side of the map
exactly.
and
Because that's
kind of
what they were
play for
doing.
time while
Yep.
everybody's doing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting, and I still haven't quite figured out what to do, over here on my right. But
Well,
it,
you had a good string of luck there this turn.
yeah, I mean, it
You
makes
know,
up for
you
all the 0 whatevers I was rolling
yeah, I mean,
previously that seemed to curse
you
me.
got
Yeah,
you got kind of banged up the first go, but then
yeah.
you had a good turn, and so that's going to make Zeton have to back off and try to, you know,
He's got
figure
to
out what he's doing
he's got
before
to
he
kind of
comes back
reorganize
at you.
himself a little bit, and
Exactly. Right.
so that'll buy me a turn.
Exactly. And
Um,
I mean, his cavalry's still better than yours
oh my
is,
God, yeah,
but
yeah,
he's going to need time to get it all back together so he can do something useful with
yeah,
it. So yeah. So from your perspective, that's probably as good a result as anything. So why not?
yeah. And so then it's a matter of so I'll just ask you because it's not like I'm trying to be sneaky or something, but
Hmm.
um, from my understanding, from what you said, infantry that's in the woods can be in line,
Yes, that's
and
right.
the cavalry can be in the woods in line.
That's right. Yep.
Um, and so, would it behoove me to put my infantry in the woods over here, and that would kind of maybe stop your cavalry, or your infantry
Well,
would have to come and fight me out of the woods or something, or
or if nothing else, it gives your infantry a place to hide from enemy cavalry, and then you could maybe jump out and hit somebody who's maybe disordered and can't react. So
okay,
you could use it as kind of a base of operations.
Okay.
You could be charged if you were at the edge of the woods, but you couldn't be charged if you were any deeper in the woods. I don't believe you can charge into the woods.
Okay.
I should look at the
So the cavalry
rules
couldn't
before I
move.
say that.
So the cavalry couldn't charge and move into a woods hex.
Well, here I am looking.
Okay.
No, woods costs 2 special cavalry movement
Okay.
and is a disorder check.
Okay.
So, in other words, yeah, actually, if you were, not at the edge, but if you were 1 hex deep into it, well, of course, in that case, they probably couldn't charge you because they can't see you.
I was going to
There's
say,
line
does
of-
it
line of
block
sight.
line of sight?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So really, I guess the only use case would be, imagine somebody's right outside the woods, but for some reason the cavalry needs to charge through a hex of woods to hit you.
Right.
They could see you,
Right.
but they'd have to charge into the woods. That would cost them 2 hexes, and they'd have to take a disorder check. I mean, it's not very attractive. You
Right.
wouldn't do it if you didn't have to, for sure.
Yeah. No, so I was just trying to get a sense because I know generally speaking, the infantry formations this time period tend to be out in the clear, lined up, all that good stuff, and
Sure.
not so much
Sure.
using general order terrain or using the woods or whatever else.
Yeah.
So I tried to get a sense of. I mean, I don't want to be gamey. I'd like to try to
No,
be
not at all,
more
not at
historical.
all. No. The truth is these, if memory serves, and it varies by the game, but the fact that it doesn't require you to go to general order tells you that it's not like a tangled primeval wood.
Right.
It's probably being thinned and managed by the locals for firewood
Yeah.
and for lumber, and
Yeah.
so it's not that closed.
In
up.
fact, it actually says in the special woodland in this area was generally open in that it was harvested
Yeah.
of brush and trimmed for firewood.
Okay.
It's not too
Exactly.
difficult for units to maneuver in and through them.
Exactly. So, contrast that with the forests at Monmouth,
Right.
which is just freaking wilderness. It's even though it's near the town of Monmouth, it's just, it's in a creek bottom. God only knows what, So in that case, yeah, general order the minute you hit it. So that's totally different.
Cool.
So no, you're not being gamey. It's it looks woodier than it is, maybe.
Okay. Well, good to
All
know.
right.
Well, very
All
good,
right,
gentlemen.
so-
I'm going to go ahead and save the game, and I'm going to sign
Okay.
off. So,
Very good.
all of our thousands of viewers out there, thank you for watching, and we'll see
Indeed.
your happy, smiling faces next week.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Y'all
See you
take care.
tomorrow. eh?
Travel safely. Yeah. See you tomorrow, David.